Thank you to Benjamin Moore for sponsoring this week's video.
Benjamin Moore is the color authority in paint. Benjamin Moore has over 3,500 unmatchable colors, more than any other paint company, all available to try on via their app. Peel and stick samples are a fun and easy way to sample multiple colors for your next painting project. You can get a large square of paint that sticks to the wall and comes right off with no issues. You can keep it on the wall for a few days so you can see it in different shades of light. You can move it around the room and you can see a larger section than you can with a swatch or a chip. This is potentially easier and more convenient than using what we call a wet sample, which requires rolling on paint and destroying your wall in the process. We used Regal Select in an eggshell finish and chose the color Cloud White. It is worth every cent. This is the best quality paint we've ever used. It goes on smoothly, doesn't splatter, it covers really well, and is rich in color. One can covered the entire room versus our previous experience where we had to use 2 cans. Visit Benjamin Moore's online store to order your peel and stick paint samples and have them shipped right to your door.
Today is Cedar's
25th birthday.
32nd birthday for the 11th time, 12th time, or no, 10th, I don't remember.
Wait,
Anyway,
25 plus a few years.
we are going to do what she wants to do today, not what I want to do. So the first stop is a pedicure.
Now it's time to go clean up a chicken coop. Is that high class living?
This is what it's like to be a woman.
You love it.
Go get some food.
You know what makes a really good birthday present? When you don't have to cook.
Vander trying to get a piece of donut.
Hey Heath,
Yes, ma'am.
now that you got your toenails trimmed, do you want to trim the lawn for me?
If
Is
that's
that too
what
much?
you want for your birthday, that's what you get.
To get the lawn mowed? Does that show my age if I would like the lawn mowed for my birthday?
That's a pedicure and a lawnmower.
Yeah.
There you go.
And is it too much to ask to do around the garden?
No,
Weed eat that?
no, I'd be happy.
Do you want to teach me how to weed eat?
No,
No?
I'll handle it. You do
You
your
sure?
thing, I'll do mine.
You probably do a way better job than I
Well,
would.
you're gonna cut your legs up. Unless you're gonna go out there with some good jeans on, it's probably better that I do it.
So it's not safe to weed eat in flip-flops?
If you like your feet, your pedicured feet. No, it's not.
Heath was able to weed eat around the garden, and we kind of just pulled out everything that's already produced. We had some snap peas that we got a bunch of those, but then they died, so we just kind of green beans,
Snap peas.
cucumbers. We got some spaghetti squash growing, but whatever is already done, we're gonna go feed up to the goats, and they're gonna be in heaven. Do you consider this date night? We're going to visit our
This
goats.
is my kind of date night.
Going up to visit the goats. Ooh, I knew they'd love it.
And none of them are starving. You look at them, they're all still. There's plenty of food up here, still. This is what makes me want to have another 8 or 9 goats. Once we move to the back section and start doing this again, they just do such a good job. They eat the weeds, they leave the grass.
Especially when hay is the price that it is right now.
I dropped a brand new Milwaukee hammer somewhere up there when I was doing fencing.
Like finding a needle in a haystack, huh?
Not now. I have a rough idea where it's at. Walk down there to move the camera, and as I walked back, my right heel pushed it up out of my nail bag. I even tried to follow the camera right there.
You found it?
I knew the goats were gonna chew it down. Look. That thing was like a day old.
Oh my gosh.
And I've since replaced it. But hey, 2 hammers is better than...
That's when you sent me to the store and you told me to get you a hammer?
And you came home with a 16-ounce play hammer.
Yeah.
I went and spent the weekend down south with my little brother and his family and had a great time. And while I was gone, Cedar thinks that we got probably 3, maybe 4 inches of rain. But things are just starting to dry out, but they're not too dry just yet. So I need to get this conduit and this wire that Rhett and I started pulling last week and we really had a hard time with. I need to get it figured out. Ideally, I should be working on the roof. The weather's perfect for working on the roof, but I've got to get this finished up so I can get the generator tied in, disconnect the old generator, and check that box and move on. In the meantime, I've decided to cut the conduit back here, avoiding this loop. This last loop, I think, is where things are getting caught up. What I'm going to do is pull it out of the ground, cut this here, and I'm going to try and hopefully have Cedar push on the other end while I pull on this end and see if we can't. We need like 10 more feet, and that's probably it. So anyway, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna pull right here. I already started doing it, so it's gonna go. I'm gonna pull, you're gonna feed on that side just so it doesn't kink.
Okay.
I need to pull like 10 to 12 feet through.
Yep, are you ready? Okay.
Okay, that's it. When I installed the conduit on this corner, I could not go as deep as I wanted to because there's a gas line and another electric line underneath the conduit that I laid from the house to the shop. Right here at this corner, the conduit is only about 10 inches deep, when in a best case scenario, it would be at least 18 inches deep. Once I got past the gas line and the other conduit coming from the solar panels, naturally I went at least 18 inches deep, if not deeper. In hindsight, it would have been better to do 2 2-inch conduit instead of the 1 1/4 conduit that I installed. Now that I've got the wire officially pulled all the way through the conduit, all that is left to do is to officially pick the location for the standby generator and get it connected. So now I'm ready to run another piece of conduit up here and then come in through the top of this sub panel. And this wire is the source for the power coming back from the new standby generator, which I'm going to put back behind the shop. So now that I got it here, I dug that up and got that all fixed, and I got the wire here. Now that that's here, the next step is to get the generator installed, get it connected to this wire. Then I can tie this in properly to the sub panel, and then I can disconnect the old standby generator. We're back online. We're good to go. Everything's fine. In the meantime, I'm probably just going to leave this wire sitting here because I need to get back on the roof. The roof is priority, but I wanted to get that taken care of. Once the roof is completely finished, once the solar panels are moved, then I'll get back to getting the generator set up. So good. Garden fresh, bro.
Is it from our garden?
Mm-hmm.
It tastes better than normal.
It tastes better than normal?
Rube, why are you always begging?
What are you eating, guys? I want some.
Ruby, is that how we behave at the dinner table?
It's officially time to get the front of the roof off, get the Grace Ultra installed, get the new roof on, get this done. I'm gonna start by using the ladder from the porch, from the first story porch, and reaching up as high as I can, getting all the screws that I can before I get up on the second story and actually start pulling the corrugated tin off. Now you have to remember that the porch is a different angle than the front porch is a different angle than the back porch is. So actually it's going to be easier to work from because it's flatter. So I'm going to do everything I can, just kind of for safety reasons, from the front porch, then get up on there, and I'm hoping tonight to get all the tin off the house. Winter is rapidly approaching and we can feel it in the air, but we should have a few months before there's snow on the ground. But the peel and stick underlayment that I've used so far seems to go down best between 60 and 80 degrees Celsius. It's about 75 degrees today. Most peel and stick underlayments can be installed down to about 40 degrees, but they do not stick as well as they do when it's warmer. Once it gets past 80 degrees, it can be a little bit sticky, and once it goes down, it is down for good. I have found that somewhere around 65 degrees seems to be the sweet spot. From start to finish, pulling all of the corrugated tin off the roof took me less than an hour. Rhett decided to bring home a couple of worn out old four-wheelers that he got for next to nothing and tear them apart right here up against the house. I have no idea why he would think this is okay. This is a roofing shovel, and if all goes well, I'll have the roof off by the end of the day. I won't have a whole bunch of roofing nails that I have to come back and pull out before I put the underlayment down. So my goal for today is to get the roof off, and if all goes well, lay down the new 1/4 inch plywood and maybe even start on the Grace Ultra underlayment. Like father, like son. If I'm not careful, we're going to have a junkyard around here. And I'm pretty sure this is not what Cedar wants. At some point, I'm going to have to learn to be a little bit more picky about what I hang on to and what I get rid of. But the truth is, when you live as remote as we do, there's always an opportunity to repurpose things and reuse them. Because there are no roof vents or a chimney on the front side of the house, it's literally a matter of pulling the old underlayment off, getting the nails removed, then getting the new underlayment installed. Using the roofing shovel, it only took me about a third of the time that I spent on the back pulling all the nails out. I better not ever have a need to use that roofing shovel ever again, but it was most certainly useful in the moment. The rolled roofing on the front side of the house came off in large pieces. Like the corrugated tin, it took me almost no time at all to get all of the underlayment pulled off, but it did take a little bit of time to get all the nails pulled. The lower 3 feet of the house is required to have what's called ice and water shield. This is a peel and stick product as well. It took me more time to remove that ice and water shield than it did to remove all of the underlayment off of the entire house, but I stuck to it and got it removed. When it was warm in the middle of the daytime, the ice and water shield came off with minimal effort. As it cooled off in the evenings, the ice and water shield became very difficult to remove. Because of this, it took me 2 days to get all of the ice and water shield pulled off. Along the way, I have found that taking a few minutes with my nail magnet definitely helps during the cleanup process, and I'm less likely to get a nail in one of my boots. If all goes well, the new roof will be installed by the end of next week. But we've decided to go back to 2 videos a week.
Watch those northern lights. Sat around a campfire, coyotes call at night.
So we will start releasing a second weekly video on Wednesday afternoon. I've had 2 situations where I nearly had to jump off the roof from the second story to the first story. It's probably a 6-foot drop, and while it's not going to be good for me, I'm likely to live through it. But I'm most certainly looking forward to being done on the roof.
I used to be a heartbreak kid.
It's hard on the knees and the ankles when it's muscles that don't get used very often. Don't forget, midweek video Wednesday afternoon.
I used to heartbreak